What's up, Bigfooters and other outdoorly enthused folks? My name is Brady, and today we are asking the question: are Bigfoots and Dogmen one and the same? This can be a rambly video, but stick with me. Alright guys, so many of you in this field of Bigfoot research may or may not know that along with the ape-like Bigfoots or Sasquatches, there have also been whispers and tales of these dogmen type of creatures around the United States. So I've been reading it in a couple articles here and there and maybe a couple books, and I've been thinking, are dogmen and Bigfoots the same thing? Like, if there is one, what is the relationship or correlation between Sasquatches and dogmen? If there is one at all. I mean, I don't really know about dogmen. I mean, I've read a few things about dogmen, but that's not like my main type of thing that I look into. But I've seen a lot of other research groups talk about dogmen along with their Sasquatch encounters. One of the places that I first heard it was on the Sasquatch Chronicles radio show. I've heard people come on and tell their dogmen encounters, or heard the host talking about dogmen along with their Bigfoot encounters. I've just been wondering, like, what is the relationship between dogmen and Bigfoot? So right now I want to take the time to list off a couple facts that I found about to compare and contrast the dogmen and Sasquatches, and also ask you guys a couple questions, because you guys, I want to hear your guys' experiences on dogmen, because I really have no idea what the relationship is between dogmen and Bigfoots, and I would like to know, please. So, the first thing is the size differences, where Sasquatch witnesses usually report a creature between 7 and 9 feet tall, 7, 8, 9 feet, a little smaller, maybe a little bigger, whereas the dogmen reports generally stick to the 6 to 7 foot range, a little more human size, a little more human-like in nature. Alright, so next we're moving on to the tracks they leave behind. Now, Sasquatches tend to be just enlarged versions of human footprints, basically. I mean, there's anatomical differences, but that's a topic for a different video. But for the most part, they appear to be human-like, but just larger than humans. Whereas these dogmen reports appear to report a dog-like or wolf-like track associated with their dogmen reports. Sasquatches also, in their behavior, seem to be a little more curious and less aggressive. And there are exceptions to this, like the Falk monster encounters in the Legend of Boggy Creek and things like that, or some more aggressive encounters, them coming into camp messing with stuff. But for the most part, not aggressive towards people, whereas a lot of these dogmen reports seem to be more vicious or wild in nature and more aggressive, whether towards the person or just acting more aggressive and wild. Another difference that I've noticed in reports between Sasquatch and dogmen is that Sasquatches have a flat face, whereas a lot of dogmen reports report having long snouts, like dogs or bears would have. On that account, I wonder if dogmen might be misidentified bears, but really I don't really know, because lots of hunters report these dogmen accounts, and you'd think a hunter would be able to recognize a bear really easily and not mistake it for some sort of mythical werewolf type creature. I mean, most people don't think those things exist, so why would a hunter that knows what a bear looks like assume that it's a dogman? So really, I'm not really sure about that, but yeah, they tend to have a more dog-like or bear-like snout as opposed to the flat Sasquatch face. Another thing that people describe is Sasquatches are more ape-like, whereas the dogmen are basically upright dogs, or humans mixed with dogs, some human features, but with like a dog face or a dog tail, which is another thing that these dogmen, some reports that I've seen report tails, which obviously Sasquatches do not have tails. They are great apes. Great apes don't have tails. So, I mean, that's another difference. So could these dogmen be a different species in the same genus as Sasquatches? Similar to grizzly bear and black bear, They're obviously the same genus of Ursus, but grizzly bears are Ursus arctos, while black bears are Ursus americanus. So they have different species, but they're in the same group, the same genus. I'm wondering if these Dogmen reports could be in the same genus as Sasquatches, but based on their appearance, I'd say, if anything, they'd be in the same category as dogs, and it's just some sort of upright wolf, I guess. But I mean, I don't know, I have a hard time with these Dogmen accounts. I mean, even with bears, even though they're different species, they still have a lot of similarities. Black bear and grizzly bears tend to have the same general appearance, but the grizzly bears obviously get much larger, like 800 to 1,000 pounds plus, whereas black bears are smaller, like 200, 300 pounds average. But for the most part, if you see a bear, you say, that's a bear, whether it's a grizzly bear, a black bear, a polar bear, honey bear, you know. Bears tend to look the same, whereas these Sasquatches and Dogmen, they don't really share very many similar characteristics, so I'm kind of ruling out them being in the same genus or same group. So all of you that have had these Dogmen encounters, I'd like to know what they were like, what the creature looked like, what are your theories on Dogmen? Are they related to Sasquatches in some way? What's the deal with the Dogmen? I mean, I just don't know. I'm relatively new to the Dogmen. I'm more into Bigfoot stuff than Dogmen, but I'm kind of just curious. I'm still reading up on it, checking more reports online and in books, seeing the correlation between Dogmen and Sasquatches, because it's been rattling around in the back of my mind, and I just don't know the correlation, if there is one at all. And there's a bunch of different Dogmen type of creatures reported, whereas there's the werewolf, there's the beast of Bray Road, there's like Michigan Dogmen. I mean, the Dogmen seems to be around the same area as Sasquatches, so I'm wondering if these Sasquatch and Dogmen are the same and people just reflect what they want to reflect onto the creatures. Maybe they're misidentifying something, maybe it's a wolf. I really don't know. So I'm wondering, what are your guys' accounts? What do you guys know about the Dogmen? If they're related to Sasquatch or not? If they just happen to have similar territory? If they're even real? I mean, that's still a question. I mean, I'm convinced Sasquatches are real, but I'm not so sure about the Dogmen. But a lot of people have apparently reported Dogmen accounts. So that is my question. What are Dogmen? Are they Sasquatches? Are they completely different? I would like to know. I want to learn as much about Sasquatches as possible. And these Dogmen seem to have some sort of influence on these researchers or on the Sasquatch territory, or, I mean, I just don't know. So sound off below what you think of the Dogmen, if you've had your own reports. And I think that does it for this little video. This can be a little bit of a disjointed, rambly video. But yeah, I think that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep squatching. Human-like footprints, but much bigger. Wrigley, be quiet! I'm trying to make a video! What's up, Bigfooters and other outdoorly enthused folks? My name is Brady, and today we are asking the question... I just picked popcorn off my face. Can't be doing that in a video. Another difference that I've heard reported in them is Sasquatches tend to have a flatter... Wrigley, shush!